Stop eating after dinner and you'll improve insulin sensitivity and encourage your body to burn stored body fat as you sleep. But moving through those evening hours without food can be challenging because of expectations, established habits, and cravings. In this video, we're going to take the pressure off those post-dinner hours and learn how to navigate through them comfortably without the calories. Success with fasting after dinner begins before dinner. When we set out to change our nightly eating schedule, it is common to try to muscle it out and push your body to make do with less. But that puts you on the willpower hamster wheel, where you have no recourse but to tough it out. For those superhumans among us, that works. For the rest of us, it pays to set yourself up for success by eating a high-protein snack 1 hour before dinner. Going into dinner in an underfed state is asking for problems. Having a pre-dinner protein snack controls cravings during and after dinner. High-protein foods that I've found work well are 100 to 200 calories of meat, cheese, or hard-boiled eggs. Now, as I've shared before, the mere act of eating stimulates your appetite, but I've found that these choices quiet that desire, likely because they provide the hunger-satisfying trifecta of protein, fat, and no carbs. You can certainly experiment with these or other foods to find what works best for you, and remember that you always have a fail-safe to short-circuit overeating, which is a stopper. If you tune into my channel, you know that I recommend using a stopper to disrupt eating and end a meal before it turns into dessert. Stoppers can also help keep snacks from turning into meals. Any item, drink, or activity that either changes the taste in your mouth or takes time to consume qualifies as a stopper. One of my favorite afternoon stoppers and the sponsor of today's video is Pique Tea. Tea makes a great stopper because it's soothing and it takes time to sip, allowing your brain to get the message that your hunger has been satisfied and it's okay to stop eating. Pique Tea is the only tea I drink, partly because, unlike many mass-produced teas that you buy at the grocery store, they are free of pesticides and full of antioxidants. But the main reason I drink them is because there is such a low initiation barrier to drinking them. To consume the tea, you tear open the packet, dump it into a cup of hot water, and stir. Instantly, you have a perfectly brewed, superior quality cup of tea. And because they have both caffeine and caffeine-free flavors, I can drink them in the morning, afternoon, or evening without needing to grab a tea bag and steep it for the right amount of time. I know that seems like a small task, but that's what initiation barriers are. Those little things that shouldn't prevent us from taking action, but do. If you'd like to try Pique Tea for yourself, you can use my link piquelife.com/Dr. Becky to get up to 15% off plus 2 gifts. I'll leave a link in the description area below this video, along with my favorite caffeine-free bundle, which gives you a nice selection of flavors if you'd like to enjoy the teas in the afternoon or evening hours. Whenever we set out to make a positive change, there are challenges, and we have to change the way we do things. You can argue that changing your evening eating schedule is particularly hard because it requires you to stop doing something that you've become accustomed to doing. Most of us have an established nighttime routine, which often involves food. We can consciously remove eating from that part of the day, but we are left with the subconscious habit. That is the hard part because it generates thoughts. Nagging thoughts. Boy, a snack would be great right now. I wonder what's in the fridge. Maybe there's something I could eat that wouldn't really be eating. If you can relate to this issue, you have 2 options. 1, muster up a nightly dose of willpower and these habitual thoughts will eventually fade. Or you can bypass the hardship by replacing the eating habit with one that works against eating, specifically flossing your teeth. I really dislike using dental floss, but I love how clean it makes my mouth feel. And flossing 1 hour after dinner wipes out my desire to snack at night. The way I see it, I just went to the effort to floss. The last thing I want to do is dirty up my mouth with more food. Make this your replacement habit by setting a timer for 1 hour after dinner and storing a container of dental floss where you spend your evening time, whether that be next to the TV remote, beside your computer, or elsewhere. Just like Pique Tea, having it handy reduces the initiation barrier, ensuring it gets done. Flossing in the evening works great, but I still get that there is a lingering mental hurdle, which is disappointment. Eating is fun. There's nothing wrong with that acknowledgement. In fact, it is the way we were designed to ensure that we take in enough nutrients to survive. Therefore, declaring that we will not eat after dinner may be accompanied by some sadness. It helps to have something to look forward to. That something can be a hearty breakfast. By not eating after dinner, we are setting up an intermittent fasting routine. Many people are already practicing intermittent fasting just on the other end of the day, meaning they feel comfortable skipping breakfast. That's fine. However, if you try to fast in both the morning and evening, you might find yourself in a mentally uncomfortable place where you feel like you're burning the candle at both ends. Therefore, if skipping breakfast is causing you to sabotage yourself at night, allow breakfast. Knowing that you can eat when you wake up gives you a psychological advantage. Your body will handle the morning calories efficiently, and it's something to look forward to, making it easier to accept not eating at night. If you're looking for low-carb foods that work well for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, I'll leave a link in the description to my list of 100 low-carb foods that you can download for free on my website. And lastly, know your limit. There are many benefits to not eating before bed. However, there is a balance between gaining the benefits and driving yourself crazy with hunger. If the stretch between dinner and bed is too long to feel comfortable, having a small protein snack will help you rest during the night without disrupting your metabolism by heating up your core temperature or spiking insulin. In a past video, I discussed a small study where participants saw improvements in morning blood sugar levels when they stopped eating after dinner and consumed 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar with 1 ounce of cheese before bed. The cheese was used to make the vinegar more palatable and was intriguing because it did not take away the blood sugar advantage. So let that be a little food for thought as we wrap up this video. Ultimately, it's not about how much willpower you can muster. It's about creating a way of eating that's easy to follow, enjoyable, and effective. I will link to that video in the description and also provide a link to the tea I use, which is Pique Tea. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel before you go, and have a great rest of your day.